as agents, we talk so much about getting leads and turning them into clients. And then we talk about maybe nurturing past clients and getting those referrals. I will tell you that the number one place where you need to focus your attention as a newer agent is in transaction. This is where the most memories are made. This is where you'll get the testimonials. This is how you can really scale your business. And if you're doing a great job on lead conversion, they're having a bad experience in transaction, they're going to remember that part. If you're doing a great job on the back end of it, and they're like, well, but when we're actually selling homes and you weren't, throwing barbecues and parties, then, there's going to be that indecision, and that's going to lead to lack of future referral business and repeat client business. So stay tuned right now. I'm going to tell you in transaction, the most important piece of your business and how you can manage that client journey all day long. Let's go. What's up, guys? Jeremy Kane, Real Estate Agent Playbook. Super excited to dive into this one. As you know, I provide white glove service to all of my clients as well as agents. So if you're interested in partnering with me and getting kind of this energy and this kind of training, getting your hands dirty, really helping you build the business, that's great. I would love to chat with you anytime. Our agent Wolfpack, let's really have this conversation, because it might mean changing brokerages, but if it's about you, let's have the conversation. I would love to take your business from A to Z as quickly as possible. So as always, like, comment, subscribe. Please share the podcast. I am growing that community, so a review would be absolutely appreciated. But let me know what I can do. Comment, give me some stuff so that I can help answer the questions in future content. All right, so let's get into it. First things first, in transaction, communication is absolutely the key. You have to educate, you have to communicate when things are great, you have to communicate when things are bad. Typically, we just like to communicate when things are good, and we kind of shy away from those harder conversations when things aren't going so well. So make sure that communication absolutely does it. In transaction, I have a template email that kind of goes through what the next couple of things they need to worry about is. Then once we hit a certain milestone, the next few, right? That comes from George Bryant. He talks about, when you're into this journey and the client journey, you don't want to, have them in the zone of doubt, right? Okay, we just did the inspection. What's next? Or okay, we're under contract. Now what? Right? So he likes to shrink that. Boom, we're under contract. A minute later, they get an email saying, this is where the earnest money goes. This is where you should schedule your inspection. This is what you need to get to the lender. Boom, 3 things, right? So you don't want that zone of doubt to be like, oh, I wonder where the earnest money is delivered. I wonder when my agent's gonna, and as you go, that zone of doubt grows. So that's something to definitely consider. Next, don't drown them in the journey, right? I don't say, hey, we're under contract. Here's the next thing that's gonna go on the next 30 days while we're under contract. 2, 3, 4 things at a time is max. Give them those quick to-dos, get it done, and move forward, right? And the next is the inverse journey, right? Once they've signed a contract, once they're under contract on a home, they already know all about you. They don't need to know about your inspection negotiation skills. They don't need to know really anything else about you, because you're putting that all on socials and doing it all in your marketing anyways. So make it all about them, right? Flip the script. What's this look like for you? Oh, maybe this person doesn't have an email account. So how are we going to take that templated email that kind of goes through the 3 steps that's educational and bring it to them, right? So change it. They don't have to fit in your box. You have to fit in theirs. So make sure that you're focused on that, especially, as you go under contract in those big milestones. Next is, stay relational and think about bigger picture, right? I've been there. It's a $200 part. It's a $200 service. It's a $200 this, right? So, say they're at inspection, there's a leaky faucet. Okay. The buyer's stuck on doing it. The seller's like, I don't need to do that. I'll just go back on the market and get more money anyways. You as the agent has to be like, okay, we could try fixing this through Home Depot, or, I can get a quote for you, whatever. But if that sticking point, I've had sticking points as low as $50, right? Well, step in as an agent and be like, I'll cover that, right? If it's that important to you to get to the next transaction, you think it's a good buy. If it's that important to you to close it, step up, open your pocketbook. $50 could save you, a ton of time on showing new homes and whatever. Now, make sure that it's a good buy and it's not, a can of worms, but this is where the relationship really starts, right? Stepping in and problem solving, try. The seller's not going to do it. The buyer's not going to do it. They don't want to hire my plumber to do it when they move in, because they have to move in right away. What can you do to step in there and solve the problem? Usually it involves, hey, I'll cover that for you. I'll get that scheduled for you. I'll take care of that. And if you can do that, and it's fully legal where you're at, which it is where I am, then get in there and just do it, right? Take care of that. Oh, Jeremy went the extra mile, right? And then, what's that save you on the time on the back end, right? It means the time that you've already put in isn't wasted and you're here to go. Now, there's limits to that, thousands of dollars, whatever, I get it, but work on that. If your negotiation skills are excellent and it's just not working, sometimes the seller's going to be hard-headed and he's not going to fix that. So you step in and you help out. That'll take the relationship forward because you're moving forward, right? It's still a positive experience. Oh yeah, remember when the seller was, so hard-headed on that? Or remember when I was so hard-headed on that as the buyer? Like, I can't believe that, but my agent stepped right in, solved the problem, and got me into my dream home. I am really glad that this worked out because of that, small fix. So that's huge. And oftentimes as agents, you're told, never do anything, never do that. I've bought washers and dryers. I've done it all, right? I've paid for radon systems. I've paid for move out cleaning when I wasn't supposed to, just to make the experience what it should be. Stepping in, not having an additional ask for your client goes a long way in those testimonials, in those referrals. Next is provide little gifts and unexpected nuggets, right? I love providing gifts. Hey, congratulations, we're under contract. I know it's been stressful. Why don't you and the wife go out for a nice dinner, right? On me, here's a gift card, go enjoy it. Like, there's more stressful parts to come with moving. Here you go, boom, little gifts like that. Or, hey, we're through inspection, now it's time to start packing. Here's, a starter mover set, tape and markers and boxes and labels and that kind of stuff. So different little nuggets within the transaction will really make it a thing. Because what's that look like when, your friends over there and they're like, oh man, like, I wish we could just go out, but we have to pack all these boxes and we don't have the money. Like, we're trying to save for the move. Oh, my agent paid for one of our dinner at, our favorite restaurant during that time. I remember that. That was cool. Or, I'm collecting boxes from grocery stores and liquor stores and whatever. Oh, my agent sent like a moving pack to me so we could get started. So we didn't have to do as much. We didn't have to go out and get those supplies. So those little gifts, those little nuggets are absolutely appreciated. It could be as little as video. Like, hey guys, we, got final loan approval. Congratulations. Super excited to move forward. Like, people remember that too. Look back at my testimonials, proofs in the pudding. They say, Jeremy sent a video at each stage. And, so those little things, maybe you don't have the capital to kind of have the gifting and expand that out, but maybe you can do just something a little bit different that they're going to remember, right? That way, when someone else is having that experience, they're like, oh, this is that. Or hopefully before that person, gets in contact with the realtor, hey, you should reach out to Jeremy. He was on top of it. He, hooked us up with a night out just as celebratory. He also gave us a closing gift. A lot of realtors just focus on that closing gift. If I see, anybody on a Facebook group, hey, this is my client, he's an investor, what should I buy him for a closing gift? Dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know your client. You should know your client. You should have that relationship with them. So those are things that, you can kind of expand the gifting out, and that closing gift doesn't have to be such a, a thing, right? It doesn't, you still do it, I still do it, but it doesn't have to be the only thing that you're giving them as a gift or a thank you. You can spread it out and do things along the way. And I'm telling you, in transaction, it's huge. And so when we step back, a lot of agents talk about, oh, I don't want to be transactional, I want to be relational. This is the defining moment, right? Are you just doing, checking boxes? You got them as a lead, you got them as a client, now they're under contract. Are you just pushing forward to get this closed? Or are you actually doing something in order to change that relationship forever, to build that lifelong relationship? And that is absolutely huge. And in transaction is the most stressful time. They don't have the shiny penny at the end, as a homeowner. They don't have, it's a grind, right? They have lenders asking them for them. They have fees to pay inspectors. They have inspection reports to do. They have negotiations to kind of be a part of emotionally with the seller. And you can come in and ease that, take on some of that burden of some of that stress, right? let me kind of help guide you through this inspection and do the negotiations. Then I'll come to you with, okay, this is kind of what we got lined out, right? And so if you can bear some of that burden of stress for your client, it'll absolutely help both buyer and seller. A lot of this is focused on buyer, but flip the script, very similar as a seller. Educate, communicate, negotiate, and all the things. I guess there's a lot of eights. So, but you can definitely incorporate this on both sides. So if you're interested in being that relational realtor that, has loyal clients and has those repeat client referrals and just in general referrals, absolutely something to focus on is this part of the process. The most stressful part, is getting packed and getting moved, and all that stuff is just so stressful, not to mention costly. So nail this down. Scaling your business absolutely relies on these 30 days, right? These 30 days with the client will absolutely make or break their experience, how they're going to talk about you, moving forward, and if they're going to use you on the next transaction. So dial it in, make it absolutely next level, and focus on this, right? As real estate agents, we don't focus on this enough. If you would like to chat, game plan call, just ask me questions about different ideas that you can use based on your personality. Would love to do that. Book a call, game plan call, I call it, in the comments below. And please like, comment, subscribe, share the podcast, and we'll see you next time. Go get a win today. Bye-bye.